Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Darling Stadium for tonight's game between the Bethel Bruins, who are a half game out of first place in the Peninsula District with a 5-0 record in the district, 5-1 overall, and the Kecoughtan Warriors, who are 3-2 in the district and 4-2 overall. And Bob, both of these teams have played very well as of recent. Bethel is playing extremely well. Kecoughtan got off to a little slow start, but they've come on strong.
Oh, they really have, Tim. And it's they went back to the basics, Kecoughtan. They decided that, let's run the ball. Don't worry about passing the ball so much. Although they do have a good quarterback in Lachey McMillan, who is their triple threat over there, runs back the punts and kickoffs and is quarterback and plays defense. But Bethel Bruins started off with Western Branch, Tim, and just, I don't know, like they exploded. And they turned the ball over on a pass. They scored. Then they fumbled. The guy took it down the 5-yard line, and they scored. They had another turnover. He said, Coach Parker looked up to the scoreboard. 3 minutes gone and down 21-0. That's hard to come over. But they've really come back since then.
Now, Bethel is doing very well, as we mentioned. This is my first opportunity to see Bethel this year because of the hurricane and all the rescheduling that we've had. We do, in fact, have Bethel in another game, and that'll be the last game of the regular season, a postponed game.
Yeah, well, we have them 2 more times.
Right. I'll see them 1 more time.
Oh, you're not going to be here. Right, okay.
But we have Hampton and Bethel at the regular season finale, and that game could have a bearing on the Peninsula District Championship.
It very well could be.
At that point. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. In this particular contest, we've got a couple of teams that are doing well. You got Phoebus that's playing well. You got Hampton's playing well. So really the 4 Peninsula Hampton schools are accounting very well for themselves. But let's talk a little bit about the Bethel Bruins.
Well, Bethel really surprised a lot of people last week when they beat Woodside. Everybody thought Woodside, who was undefeated at that point, would take care of the Bruins. Well, they did if you look at the stats. But the Bruins just hung around and did what they had to do to be in the game in the fourth quarter and ended up winning the game in the fourth quarter because they hung around. They didn't make any big mistakes. But a big part of that is they got a good running back in Darius Adams and this young quarterback. And his uncle, this young quarterback, Matthew Hill, or Matt Hill as they call him. He's the nephew of the Tyndalls, Mike Tyndall, Eddie Tyndall, both quarterbacks at Bethel High School. His dad, Randy Hill, was a big lineman for Cos, so he comes by the athletic ability through the genes. He does a good job.
Well, and the Bethel Bruins have had less than a lot of yardage. Let's be honest about it. 52 yards a game passing and about 165 yards rushing. So they're going to have some more offense before they take on the Kecoughtan Warriors, because the Warriors, we've seen, they have a good defense.
Oh, they really do. Their defense probably is a notch above their offense. They've had to go back to the running game to get their offense and get the people back in line. You can't be passing the ball if you're not a passing team. You got to do what works for you, and that's what Tommy Austin is doing with the Kecoughtan Warriors.
Well, a little earlier, Bob had a chance to talk to head coach Tracy Parker of the Bethel Bruins.
All right, first of all, Coach, congratulations on the last 5 wins. Started off with a loss, but you guys really put it together.
Well, we had an opportunity to work on some things that we didn't take care of the first ball game, and, fortunately for us, they paid off.
Well, you got a sophomore quarterback in Matthew Hill. You got to be really pleased with it, the way he's progressed.
Well, we're really excited with Matt. He's done a good job for us. Of course, he's a young player, so, we expect young mistakes. But it's our job to make those mistakes as minimal as possible.
Well, and if you learn from the mistakes, and that's what you want to do. Your main runner, Ladarius Adams, is doing a good job for you.
Yes, Ladarius has carried the load for us a little bit this year, along with Chaz Batchelor, and we've had some other kids to go in and run for us a little bit, but Ladarius has done an excellent job for us.
Tell me a little bit about Chaz. They talk about Kecoughtan's got a triple threat. Chaz does about 5 things over there.
Well, I guess he's our 5th threat. He does a great job for us. He plays offense, defense, punts, does our extra point field goals, so, he's our 5th threat.
Well, listen, good luck to you tonight, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, let's go back up to Tim.
All right. And that was a little earlier with head coach Tracy Parker. I think Tracy's in, his third year now with the Bethel Bruins?
Last year they struggled a little bit, but no, I think this is his fourth year. As a matter of fact, I'm not sure.
Time
3
just
or 4.
escapes you.
Yeah, when you've been doing this, they all seem the same year after year after year. But the Warriors tonight, they really, and you'll hear the interview when I do with Tommy Austin, that they really control their own destiny.
Well, and you talk about this now. The Bethel Bruins, to straighten this out for people who may not understand the different classifications, is a Division VI school.
Right.
And Hampton, Phoebus, Kecoughtan are all Division V.
Woodside also is in there.
So Bethel is actually going to be competing for PowerPoints with the South Side. But anyway, we're getting the toss of the coin in the middle field, so let's go back in time again. Right now, we had a chance for Bob to talk a little earlier with head coach Tracy Austin of Kecoughtan.
No, I think that was Tommy. Coach, I know you've got a couple of losses, but you kind of have your own destiny in your own hands tonight. But you also have the other side. You need a little help from them.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, if we went out and can finish 8-2, we've got a shot at least the number 4 seed. We've got to have some help from the other side of the water. Those teams over there have some pretty tough games left to play too. And it's like I've been telling the kids ever since we lost to Hampton, do we still have a chance? Do we still have a chance? Yeah, we got a chance, because you never know what's going to happen on any night.
Yeah, well, and you mentioned Hampton, and I'm going to deviate just a second here. 3 times you had a chance to score down there and came away empty, and that really kind of hurt your team.
Mental mistakes.
But your kids never gave up.
No, they never quit, and it was just mental mistakes, and we did some things offensively that just weren't too smart. We got away from what we do best, and that's running the football. And we went back to it the next week and had some success.
Well, and that's got to be what you hoped for. You got 2 young men that I'm really impressed with. Lasay McMillan, triple threat for you. And, of course, a young man by the name of Gerard Mayo just is a hoss.
Right. Well, he'd been playing fullback for us a lot. And, he came to me and said, Coach, I can play some tailback, because Maurice Hawkins, our tailback, went down in the Hampton game. And so we moved him back there, and it turned out, makes me look smart.
Yeah, it always does, doesn't it?
I don't know if it's going to work out in the long run. It makes me look smart right now.
Tell me a little bit what you expect from Bethel.
Well, they just don't make a lot of mistakes. They don't put themselves in bad situations with stupid penalties. They take advantage of your mistakes. They don't turn the ball over a lot. They keep the ball on the ground. They're very conservative. Even though they spread you out, it's still a pretty conservative offense compared to what we saw last week in Warwick with throwing the ball all over the lot. But they're just consistent. They don't have a lot of great big plays, but they don't have a lot of big losses either. They come at you and they play tough and consistent.
Well, good luck to you tonight, Coach.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right, let's go back up to Tim.
And that is head coach Tommy Austin, not Tracy Austin, trying to give him a new name. And while we were watching that, they did have the ceremony at the center of the field, and Bethel won the toss and has deferred to the second half. So they will, in fact, kick off to the Kecoughtan Warriors to start tonight's contest.
And have we gone through our sponsors yet?
Well, no, we haven't. I'm kind of waiting for the guys in the van to say, now let's go through the sponsors. But there you see the officials, and let's tell you who those gentlemen are this evening. That is the crew headed up by Carter Ficklin. The umpire is Chris Owens. John Barish is your linesman. The line judge is Jim Mayhew. The field judge is Craig Moore, and Chip McCurlin is the back judge. And tonight's contest is brought to you by Zooms, with 14 convenient Peninsula locations to serve you. By Hampton Chevrolet at 1073 West Mercury Boulevard in Hampton. And in part by Parklawn Wood Funeral Home, where Nancy Staten is the director. All right, we are set to get this one underway as the Warriors will be back to receive the temperature tonight's game, football weather, Bob.
Oh, it really is football weather.
It is chilly. Mid to low 50s. It's going to get right near 50 or upper 40s before this night is over. The good news is there's no substantial wind, and I say that because there's occasional wisps. But it really is a great evening for the guys.
Yeah, I noticed when we first got here, the wind blew your hair just a little bit.
Blew it right off my head. And here we get it underway. The long kickoff taken at the 6-yard line.
Looks like, is that McMillan?
That would be number 3, Irving. Kelvin Irving. And he is out across the 25 to about the 27-yard line. And that's where the Warriors will set up 1st and 10. A Bruin shaken up on the play. I can't make out the number from here. It appears to be Barry Moore, number 43, but I can't No, I'm sorry. It's not 43. It's 63. And that's Keith Lopez. And here are the Warriors starters on offense.
Lachey McMillan, quarterback and DB.
Gerard Mayo, fullback and linebacker.
Calvin Irvin, wide receiver, cornerback.
Tyree Barnes, wide receiver and free safety.
Nathan Robertson, tight end, defensive tackle.
Derek White, center.
Mike Gaddis, right guard, weak linebacker.
Josh McCallum, defensive tackle, offensive guard.
Jonathan Ash, offensive tackle.
Chris Calkins, offensive tackle.
And there's your starters on offense for the Warriors. We'll give you the Bruins in just a moment. From the 27-yard line, McMillan drops back, wants to throw on the first play, and throws it over the head of the intended receiver. That's Tyree Barnes. Almost picked off by that defense. And here is the starting lineup for the Bethel Bruins.
Deshaun Chester, senior.
Lamar Tynes, junior. Marcus James, junior.
Chaz Batchelor, senior. Elmo Robinson, senior. Darnell Cherry, senior.
AJ Harris, senior.
Darius Adams, junior.
Jamal Jackson, junior.
Kenny Jones, junior.
And that was Lamar Jackson, number 21, who had a good shot at it.
So an illegal procedure penalty against the Warriors, a flag on the play, so they'll back up the Kecoughtan Warriors to the 22-yard line. It'll be first down and 15. And the wide receiver to the far left is Kelvin Irving.
Do you think that the coach threw me a curve, said we're going to run the ball in the first place? First play, they pass it?
They do run it on the second play. So they pick up about 3.
It looked like nobody was 28 ran the ball that time.
That's what I was hoping was not the case because I don't have a 28. Is that 26?
I don't know.
Asa Cooper.
Yeah, it was Cooper.
All right. So a gain of 3, second down and 12, just underway from Darling Stadium. This game videotaped on the 24th of October, 2003. And this is Mayo. And he has the ball out close to the 35-yard line. Jared Mayo, 6'3", 215, a senior. And he picks up good yardage at the 35-yard line. It'll be third down and about 3.
And that's Arthur Harris, number 51, on the stop, Tim. That time the Bruins were in real tight. Mayo did a good job of popping that thing outside, went off-tackled, and picked up substantial yards.
They mark him short of the 35-yard line. It's still third and 3.
Well, they got a full backfield tonight.
And the second man through, that is Byron Tillery, who does not get enough for the first down. The Bruin defense stops him after a gain of about a yard. So now the Warriors will have to bring on the kicking team. Fourth down and a long 2, almost 3. Well, now they move the marker, just messing with my head there. It's fourth down and 2.
Well, they're seeing if they can match you up.
Doesn't take much. There you see Tommy Austin,
yeah,
not Tracy.
It's Tracy Parker.
Tracy Parker. You see, you can't mess with my feeble brain here with
both of them have to start with T's.
See? And now we've got whistles and a timeout taken by the Warriors. In deep punt formation was Joshua McCalla. But in any event, the first timeout comes with just about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. No score as the Warriors have it on their first possession. Tonight is WHCS football night, and we are distributing 400 promotional footballs. In fact, if you can cue up the shot here in the booth, I could show the fans the little football. It looks really cool. Got the schedule for our games on the back. There we see it. Go deep, Bob.
Oh, but you're throwing it the other way.
I'm going to do the Statue of Liberty play. All right, we're back to the action now, and McCalla is lined up, standing inside his 23-yard line.
It looks like Ayers back.
And he mishandles the snap, and that's going to be the Bruins football as McCalla never got a chance to get the kick away. And the Bruins will take over at the 18-yard line. A huge break for Bethel early.
Elmo Robinson, watch him come through there.
You'll just see the very end of the mishandling of the snap. Quite frankly, I looked away for a moment. I was looking at the little football, and I didn't see whether the snap was all that bad or not. But
I think he just mishandled it, Tim.
Yeah. In any event, a huge opportunity for the Bruins, and we'll give you the starters on offense and defense for the teams in just a moment. But right now, Bethel lines up to go on offense with Matt Hill, the sophomore quarterback,
and they
under
got
center.
3 wideouts on the other side.
Chaz Batchelor now shifts into the fullback position. He gets the pitch. He tries the right side. He's got some running over a late flag. Couple of flags now.
Yeah, may have been a little bit of holding or illegal block.
All right, and here are the Bruins starters on offense.
Marcus James, Jr. A.J. Harris, Senior.
Darnell Cherry, Senior.
Lamar Tynes, Jr.
Deshaun Chester, Senior.
Dale Harrison, Senior.
LaShawn Campbell, Senior.
Wayne Lipscomb, Senior.
Chaz Batchelor, Senior.
Darius Adams, Jr.
Matt Hill, Sophomore.
The flags on the play, and we'll listen to the explanation. Holding on defense.
Well, then that's a spot foul, Tim, so it's not a full 10 yards.
Right. But a break of sorts. It's only on the lineups that it goes way out of kilter. So it is first down and about 17 with the spot foul. The penalty did occur beyond the line of scrimmage. Now the Bruins have a man in motion. This is Hill off to the fake, and the defense for the Warriors were not faked out for a moment. And the Warriors on defense. Here, speaking of the Warriors, here's their starters.
Nathan Robertson, tight end, defensive tackle.
Josh McCallum, defensive tackle, offensive guard.
Carl Craighead, wide receiver, defensive end.
Artillery, tailback, linebacker. Gerard Mayo, fullback and linebacker.
Mike Gaddis, right guard, weak linebacker.
Lachey McMillan, quarterback and DB.
Calvin Irvin, wide receiver, cornerback.
Tyler Barnes, wide receiver.
All right, we are back to the live action now. This is Batchelor getting the pitch and getting nothing, as he may have gotten a half a yard at most. And it'll be third down and long, 17 at the 25-yard line. So the penalty really took the Bruins out of their momentum.
Well, it really did, because they picked up about 8 yards on that first play, but you might say, okay, they picked it up because it was holding on it. So
yeah, never know what the exact reason for that was. Third down and 17, the Bruins going without a huddle. So Hill at quarterback, Chaz Batchelor and Ladarius Adams. Adams has yet to carry the ball tonight, and he is their main gun. On the drop back pass, got a man open, and falling backwards, was unable to make the catch. He had to turn around and lost his balance.
If he'd when he was running down, if he'd have broke to the outside and looked over that shoulder, it would have been a good pass, but it was just a little bit. Well, he really got himself turned around, Tim, and then you start stepping on yourself and you fall down.
So it's fourth down and 17. The kicking team not on the field for the Bruins, so they are apparently going to go for it as Hill looks over to the sideline to get the play from Tracy Parker. Double wideouts to the right side. And Hill looking to the right, wants to throw into the corner of the end zone. We got some contact, and the ball overthrown,
and
intended
Hill took
for Wayne Lipscomb.
Yeah, Hill took a hit, Tim, just as he delivered that ball.
No penalty flag, however. It was a clean hit.
No, it was clean.
And the Warrior defense does the job. So after a turnover at their 18-yard line, they end up actually having the Bethel Bruins give it up on downs. A little bit of contact there, but absolutely a good no call from our vantage point. So the Warriors will have it for their second opportunity, starting from their 25-yard line, and they
dodged a bullet.
The loss of the ball did not hurt them. This is Mayo, and Mayo is still on his feet. Bounced off a would-be tackler, still on his feet, and not until he's dragged down at the 42-yard line. A terrific run from the 25.
Oh, that was a nice pickup.
34 yards on the play.
Tim, we will pick a player of the game from both of these teams tonight, and each player receive a trophy in the shirt. Trophy comes to Trophy World. They're located in Hilton Village in Newport News. For all your recognition awards, needs, trophies, plaques, and custom engraving, contact Bob Hilling as you watch the replay. at 595-7354. And mention this announcement, get special pricing. I'll tell you about the shirt in just a second.
On the offense attack again, the Warriors on the dive play. This is Cooper, 26. We had tried to give him 28 earlier, and it is 26. Yeah. Cooper, he picks up a couple of yards. They mark his forward progress to about the 38-yard line. A gain of 3, second down, and about 7, long 7.
And the shirt for the player of the game comes from Tidewater Team Sports, your one-stop sports headquarters for screen printing, embroidery, uniform, and apparel. Call 594-0411. 594-0411. Call Dave Chubb or Terry McNamara.
Second down, and the Bethel defense is there to stop the running play for a loss. As they are all over that play, Donnell Cherry amongst others, number 58. That was Maurice Hawkins carrying the ball, and he did not get back to the line of scrimmage, actually lost a yard or so, and is going to bring up a third down and 9 now. As the clock moves with 6:43 remaining in a scoreless first quarter. Kecoughtan and Bethel.
Tim, I look for him to give that ball to Gerard and let him find a little seam on the right-hand side.
Let's see if you're
going to the left side.
Going to the left side.
But who are they giving it to?
Same player, different side, and he is tripped up as he got to about the 34-yard line, which will be about 3 yards shy of the first down.
But they're in a position right now, Tim, but, you know, Tommy Austin they're not going to punt the ball too far for a field goal, so they've almost got to go for it.
And you see on the sideline the kicker, Lucas Spencer, number 21, warming up. And it's a good thing to do tonight. It's a little chilly out here. Not bad, though. Fans in attendance, most of them are wearing some pretty good-sized jackets and gloves. But, again, the breeze is non-factor, and that's a big help. On 4th down and 3, this is Mayo, and he is very close to the first down, depending on the spot.
It is real close. He did a good job. The first guy that hit him did not bring him down, hit him high.
Well, they didn't spot it as far downfield as I had thought, and from here, Bob, it looks to be a little short of the first down.
Watch the replay, Tim, and you'll see the official is right there. See the hit dropped him. And you can see where the official comes out right there.
Oh, I'm not questioning the spot. I'm just saying that from our vantage point way up here, it looked like he may have gotten more progress on the forward move. But he did not. He missed it because that's what it looked like from here.
Half of football. That's what you said to me, half of football.
That's why I said he didn't make it. Now, that's twice now. So the defenses have come up big here. Both times, golden opportunities for the offense, and the defense has come up and played good. I'm talking about defense. Did we see a game last week with Phoebus and Hampton, or what?
Oh, wow. Was that a game? I've had people come up to me from both teams, fans of both teams, and say that's one of the best football games they've ever seen.
It was. And I'm sure this one will try and rival it. So far, the defenses have done a good job. And the Bruins now with their second opportunity with 5:43 remaining in the first period. Neither team able to dent the scoreboard. Both times on 4th down, the defense has stopped.
And we're in the shotgun.
Matt Hill in the gun, and he'll give it off to the tailback. And that was Darius Mullins. Excuse me, Ladarius Adams, not Mullins, but Adams rather, 32.
Yeah.
And they mark his progress to about the 34-yard line, a pickup of a couple of yards, second down and 8. Very deliberate, not in any hurry, but they're going without a huddle. They're interesting approach to this. This is Adams, and Adams has some running room, and he may have a first down. Looks like he does.
Looks like from the spot on this side he's got it. That was a good run by Ladarius.
43-yard line is where they'll spot it, and that will move the chains as he picks up the first down.
Well, he's got 642 yards this year. Watch it. The hole was blocked where he was supposed to go, and he just broke it outside, picked up the initial first down for the Bruins, wasn't it? Yeah, that was the initial one, wasn't it?
Yep. 4:39 remaining in the first. Bruins on the attack. Hill will set up in the gun. Got trips to the right side. And Hill will be sacked on a nice defensive effort by the Warriors, number 26, Asa Cooper.
And if he'd have stepped up into the pocket, he would have avoided the guy, but up here you can see that. He will learn.
Well, you got a blitz
if
coming.
he'd have stepped right up,
Yep.
he'd have been okay.
So the big loss on the play of about 9 yards.
Yeah, right close to, it is right at 9.
Second down and 19. And the Bruins again without the huddle. They all split out. They got the wide receivers to either side. And now Hill will move under center. Adams, now he backs out into the gun. So trying to at least keep the defense for the Warriors off guard. And Hill is decked on a beautiful defensive play by Carl Craighead.
Well, that was a run all the way, and I don't know if it was a pitch, if he was going to pitch it or what, but
he had no time.
If he'd have pitched it, he would have pitched it to a green jersey.
There's got to be some better blocking on the line to give the backfield an opportunity. Now they set up with 4 wideouts to the right side. There you see them at the top of your screen. A naked backfield, just the quarterback in the gun, and he'll screen it out to the right side, and now it's going to be a lateral and a pass downfield, and that ball is tipped away. Just took too long to materialize as the throw was from LaShawn Campbell, and he threw it downfield trying to get it to number 21, Lamar Jackson.
Well, that was a lateral.
Jamar Jackson.
Yeah. So it was a lateral, which means, but see, he just too many people on him. He just didn't get the blocking. He had 3 blockers out there, but didn't get any help.
Those are one of those plays that
will either work or won't.
Well, that would be true about any play.
No, I mean, if either big time or big time, you can get burned, because that could have been an interception real easy.
Well, that ball was just lofted up for grabs, and those are the times when you're the coach say, "Oh no!" All right, in deep punt formation is Chaz Batchelor, and now the Bruins, for whatever reason, take too long. It seemed like they did it intentionally. I'm not sure why one would.
Well, I think the reason they were waiting, Tim, is they were one player shy. They had but 10 players on the field, and they were waiting for the other one to come in, and he never came in, and they took a penalty rather than waste a timeout.
A somewhat auspicious start for a 5-1 team, quite frankly. They're off to kind of a bumpy start. High snap, and just got it away, and I mean just got it away. Batchelor takes a Kecoughtan bounce, and now it will be downed by the Bruins, but it'll be in Bruin territory at the 48-yard line. He's lucky he got that punt away, because there was some heavy heat on that. It was just a 23-yard punt with no return. Watch this high snap, and he just got it away. I'm not sure how he avoided the block. So the Warriors will have it back in pretty good field position at the Bruin 47. 2:54 left in a still scoreless first quarter. Tim Cole, Bob Hintz, and Mike Hauser, and the Channel 46 crew coming to you from Darling Stadium on a crisp fall night here on the 24th of October. This is Mayo, and Mayo is stopped after a short gain. Might have gotten to the 44-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 3.
Tim Zoom has given an award to the senior player on each one of the football teams this year in Hampton who have demonstrated academic excellence. These players will be awarded plaques at a school board meeting after the season. We'd like to thank David Allen and Zooms for their continued support to WHCS and our student athletes. And I'll list those athletes for you who are getting the Zooms award after this play.
Second down and 7 after a 3-yard pickup. Again, Mayo gets the call, and he'll try the outside fumble. I believe the Bruins have got it. Yes, they do. And that is recovered by number 56.
56 or 58?
Well, I hope it's 58 because there is no 56. Donnell Cherry. See, you can't get away with it on television. You get away with it on radio, but and there you see Mayo just
they get
forgot something.
Yeah, they kind of grabbed his arms and went by. Anyway, those players on the football teams that are getting the academic awards for Bethel is Deshaun Chester. For Hampton is Trevor Broughton. For Kecoughtan is Thomas Gilkey. And for Phoebus is Travis Credera. Congratulations, those 4 young men.
All right, so another turnover gives the Bruins the ball at their 45. This is Adams, and Adams has some running room around the right side, picks up about 8 yards as he's down to the Kecoughtan 47-48 yard line.
And we'd like to thank Hampton Chevrolet Jeep Mazda for their support. They are located 1073 West Mercury Boulevard. Give them a call, 838-5450.
Hampton Chevrolet. Second down and a pair after the 8-yard gain by Adams. Now, what appears to be an audible. This is tough for a sophomore quarterback with a lot of audibling. There is the handoff to Adams, and he is going to be close to the first down. Now, the second effort, depending on when the whistle blew, he got it. If they didn't blow the whistle right away, he may still have it, but it's going to be real close as they mark it at the 45.
If they mark it at the 45, that's the first down.
Well, you know something? This is going to be, wow.
It is.
Wow. He signals a first down, and I got to tell you, that ball was about 2 inches short of a first down from our vantage point. Because the nose of the ball is just on the 45. The chain was across the 45. We'll let it go at that. Carter's got a hot date or something.
I tell you, we appreciate Carter Ficklin and all he does. He sends me in the mail every year the rule changes, and I do appreciate that. You think it would come from Mick McCullough, but it doesn't. It comes from Carter Ficklin.
Well, and
I like Carter Ficklin.
And it was Bob. It was Bob that said that about you, Carter, that you had a hot date. It wasn't Tim.
No, you are.
There you see the scoreboard. Less than a minute remaining here in the first period. Second down and 10 after no gain on that last play by Adams. This could be the last play of the first period as we are down to half a minute now. Hill under center. The pitch to Adams coming to the near side. He cuts inside the tackle very nicely and gets to the 40-yard line before he is stopped.
Picked up a good 5.
Yeah, he got 5 on that play, and that should be the final play of the first period. I want to remind you that our next coverage will be 2 weeks from tonight. That will be when Phoebus and Bethel tangle here at Darling Stadium. And that'll be on the 7th of November, and time will expire. Oh, happy birthday for someone on the screen here.
That's Andre Mattingly. Andre, happy birthday, guy. Yesterday he turned 21.
I got shoes that are 21.
Well, I was going to say I thought you had underwear as 21, but that's more information than people need to know.
More than you should know.
Tim, you want to check out the Channel 46 Sports website. Go to WHCS.
Wait a minute. Now, you caught my attention now. The Channel 46 website.
You got it.
Oh, okay.
WHCS46.sportscombine.com, and you'll be updated on all high school sports. And also want to remind you that WHCS broadcasts live the Hampton School Board meetings on the first Wednesday of every month, and it's at 7:30. So you need to tune in and be involved in what's happening in your school system. And, of course, the math zone. Do you want to talk?
Well, I thought you were done.
No, I got one more thing.
Good.
Talk
Get
about
that
the
picture
math zone. This back on Channel 46. Check out our new feature, Teachers on the Run. Call in and get help with math homework or to solve the problem of the day. Tuesdays and Thursdays live at 5 p.m. on WHCS Channel 46.
Is that any problem of the day, or is there a specific problem?
I know you got problems, Tim.
Problems of the day. They don't have time. This is Batchelor coming to the near side, trying to escape the pursuit of the Warriors, and he gets a couple of really tough yards.
And that play just did not look good at all.
No, and give some credit to the pursuit of the Warriors on defense.
But watch it in the backfield right here. I mean, it's like it was really slow developing, and
there was penetration. See, that's
some of the defense was beyond the ball.
That's what I'm saying is the defense kind of caused that to occur.
Yeah, they really did.
So it's second down and about, no, it's not second down. They got a second, change the marker. It's fourth down. I didn't think it was second down. Fourth down. Can't see it in your picture, but the yard marker on the far sideline now is current. They need to get to the 35-yard line. And interestingly, they don't have the Darius Adams in the backfield. But they do have number 30, Darius Mullins, who does carry the ball and does have the first down.
He got across. Talk about a crew tonight.
You're always talking about the crew.
Yeah, you know, Andy Foley doing our graphics. Andre Mattingly, the birthday boy, doing a slow motion. On cameras, we watch the replay. Ron Baton, Nathaniel Braxton, Mike, Don't Mess With Me, Nowinski, Susan Bowers, and Steve Fryer, if Steve has shown up. I don't know if he got here. He was in an accident earlier.
Oh, I hope he's all
John
right.
Terrell, Juan Brown, and Sarah Myers are helping out. And, of course, Don Scharouse, the engineer, Mr. Do Everything. And let's not forget Scotty. Beam me up Bowers. He didn't put his name on here.
Well, he's
I guess
not,
he figures
he's not
I
that
should
kind
know
of
who
guy.
he is.
That's right. And he's not that kind of guy. He doesn't want, you know.
That's right. I passed
You passed the test. You will get a check.
You will get a check.
Well, let me finish my thought there, because I wanted to mention to everybody now the next game is going to be on the 7th, not the 31st. Halloween, we will not have coverage. So if you want to see the Hampton Crabbers host Menchville here, you're going to have to see it in person. So we do encourage you to do that. But we'll have a game on the 7th, and that'll be you and Mike Hauser.
Yeah, we're going to miss you.
And I'm going to miss you, too. And I'm going to be in San Francisco, so I'm going to miss you from a long distance.
Yes, you will.
2nd down and 7, almost 6. Hill moves into the shotgun. Has some time. Throws it over the middle. Got a man wide open. He's got a touchdown.
Oh, man, did he lay that ball in there nice.
LaShawn Campbell from 35 yards out. Here's the replay. This is a 35-yard touchdown pass right in between the defenders. Perfectly thrown.
It was a nice throw and a good concentration by young Mr. LaShawn Campbell, number 83.
So with 10:30 left in the half, the Bruins take a 6-0 lead. The extra point try is long enough, and it is good. So Chaz Batchelor tacks on the extra point, and the Bruins are up 7-0. But again, to finish that thought, our final regular season game now is going to be that delayed game, or the postponed game, if you will, between Hampton and Bethel. That will be here on the 14th of November. I'll be here.
You'll be here?
But you won't.
I will be here for that.
Oh, that's right. You're going to miss the first playoff game.
Second playoff game. 28th?
3rd, 4th, 5th.
28th, the day after Thanksgiving.
I thought you were going to be on the 14th.
Tim,
Darn.
I need to sit down and talk with you.
I was going to have the dancing girls and everything. We were going to have a party.
Hey, well, I'm good. Make sure you have it. I'm going to be here. Andy's ears just went up when you said party. So that young man will party.
Now, careful now. Let's not get Andy in trouble.
Oh, I won't get him in trouble. I'll just talk about him.
His wife will be really upset.
Oh, he got married.
Oh, he didn't? He didn't tell his girlfriend about his wife?
Well, he's told me not to.
Okay.
I don't know why. Anyway.
10:30 left in the half, and the Bethel Bruins have gotten on the board first with a 35-yard touchdown pass to LaShawn Campbell. And this is a long kickoff in and out of the end zone. That drive, by the way, was 7 plays, took 3:42 off the clock, and it consumed 55 yards. The big 35-yard pass for the touchdown being the nail in the coffin.
Well, I tell you, it was a nice throw and good catch, but it was a good route run by the receiver.
So the touchback will give the ball to the Warriors at their 20-yard line. That was quite a kick from Batchelor. Drove that thing right through the end zone.
Did that.
And we're not talking about a trailing wind or anything here. Again, what is this? Has he bought time on the game tonight? And also, the first half brought to you by
Andre
Mattingly. The pass was intercepted, but it was intercepted out of bounds as the long pass downfield.
He has slipped some money to somebody.
Watch this long throw, and the ball caught by Jamar Jackson, but not until he was well out of bounds, as you can clearly see.
The hurdle over
did the high hurdles He didn't know he was a high hurdler, did he?
Well, he found out quick.
7-0 is our score. Bethel trying to remain undefeated in the Peninsula District. They do have that one non-conference loss in the opening game of the season, but they are a half game behind Hampton, who won Thursday night. Pass is completed, and it'll be close to the first down. Going to be a little short of the first down. It'll be third down and about a yard.
And who is that that come and got to, was that 14?
Tyree Barnes was the man who made the catch on a nice play from McMillan. And you see the Kecoughtan High School marching band, and we're also told that the Bruins have a brand new uniform for their band. I don't know if we can get a shot.
Yeah, we got
the
to
far
see
side.
them.
And speaking of that, we'll be doing the halftime program tonight, which will in fact be airing at the conclusion of tonight's game. So stay tuned for that. Those of you who have members, have relatives and friends in the band, you want to stay tuned for that at the conclusion of the game. We'll have all the halftime pageantry for you.
Scotty let me in on a little secret today when I got up here. He said that he was told by Larry Malloy, I think, that the finals of the regional will be here and the semis for the state will be played here at Darling Stadium.
For Division 5 and 6?
No, just 5.
It's getting to be that time of the year already, isn't it?
Yep.
The pitch to Maurice Hawkins, and Hawkins gets yardage on the right side, and that will be enough to move the chains.
No, it's not going to move the chains.
No,
Timmy's got to go clear down to the 39.
I was thinking it was third down. I can't do all these things at once. I've got to have help.
Hey, you used to be able to do all this stuff.
I got to have help.
You getting older and what?
That's for sure. We got that change. Yeah. Like I said, second down and about 9.
That's what I thought you said.
Yeah. McMillan over the middle, and boy,
nice
the receiver paid the price.
Nice catch, though.
Kelvin Irving makes the grab, gets the contact, and holds on for a nice play at the Kecoughtan 45-yard line. A first down. Watch this fake pitch, and then McMillan just threw it right on the numbers, and boy, driven
35.
cleanly by Gary Tucker into the Darling turf, if you will. But a great job of holding on to that catch. Kelvin Irving, the senior, 5'10", 168-pounder. Nice play all the way around for the Warriors. First down now at their 45-yard.
I just knew it was going to happen.
Clairvoyant. That's all it was. I just had this feeling. Mayo stacked up after little or no gain.
I'll tell you, the defensive end on this side, I think, is number 50.
It's Marcus James.
Yeah, he did a great job of turning Mayo back inside, not letting him get outside. Mayo has shown he gets outside, he's hard to bring down.
Well, he's a big kid. He's 6'3", 215.
I tell you, Tech is after him. A lot of the big schools are after this young man. He's a good kid.
Don't say
hard
Tech
worker.
to a man in mourning.
Yeah,
McMillan back to pass, get some pressure, trying to find somebody open, and quite frankly, a late flag. Quite frankly, what I started to say was his receivers didn't seem to be doing much to help him out. They were not breaking away from the defenders, but a penalty flag on the sideline play.
And Tracy Parker is living.
Yeah,
over
might
there.
have a late hit. I'm only surmising.
Well, they may have pushed him.
Yep. After he was out of bounds. And again, that's speculation on our part.
Well, had a little huddle over there. Maybe we'll hear from Carter Ficklin. We haven't picked him up tonight.
Don't know whether he's coming through. Scotty, can you guys hear him?
After the play was over, there was a personal foul against the defense, 15-yard penalty, first down.
So your guessing is probably accurate. Let's see if we can see what happens at the very end of this play and see if he is, in fact, clearly out of bounds when he takes the hit. Oh. Okay.
Yeah, well, okay.
And that may not have, what I saw didn't seem to precipitate a flag, but maybe there was something else that we didn't see. And in all honesty, the officials are much closer to the play than we are. And I might have seen something we didn't. But it didn't look like much of a penalty from way up here. Give the benefit of the doubt to the guys with the stripes on. McMillan is sacked all the way back to the 41-yard line.
Look at that.
Beautiful play by Darius Adams. Ladarius Adams not just doing a great job running the football, but now running down quarterbacks.
And Lachey McMillan is kind of limping a little bit as he comes over to get the play, trying to limp it off. But you see him running back to the huddle, Tim. He's got a little hitch in his giddy-up.
And you see the scoreboard. 7:19 clock is moving. Visitors for tonight's game are the Bruins, and they lead. Watch the replay here. And McMillan sacked for a huge loss of 14 yards. He is under center. One of the Bruins looked like they might have jumped off, but no flags on the play.
He was close.
On the draw play, not much.
Well, Tim, tonight's kind of a night you wouldn't mind having some of that Beantown coffee.
I wouldn't mind at all. I like to pour some on my feet. It's chilly.
Yeah, a little fried chicken, a pizza, potato wedges. Get Krispy Kreme donuts, box in one like you like them, and you know.
What's Andy doing? Can Andy run down the street to Zoom for us?
He's right down the street. He could probably do that. He doesn't have a very big job down in the booth. All he has to do is put up that little shot of Mattingly again, and then run down there and grab something and fill up the car with that good Citco gas.
I'll take some hot cocoa and a box in one, please, Andy. And I'll take off the curse on the Vikings. 3rd down and 24. No curse. 3rd and 24 for the Warriors. The pitch near side. Hawkins, and Hawkins only gets a couple of yards as that defense, again, over there assisting on the tackle was Adams, but making the stop was 58, Donnell Cherry.
Cherry did a great job getting over there.
And watch the replay. You're going to see Cherry and Adams team up to make the tackle. And it'll bring on the kicking team now, and Lachey McMillan will stay out there since he is the punter. It is 4th down and a ton. 4th down and about 17, almost 18 yards. McMillan gets the snap. It's a relatively short kick.
Went offside of his foot.
Yep, and it bounces dead at the 35.
Maybe right across, about 36 maybe.
Not much net on that one.
No, it really wasn't. Hamp Chevrolet, one of our sponsors, like a rock. Get the pickups, your new and used cars, located 1073 West Mercury Boulevard. Go down, see him, or give him a call at 838-5450.
And, you know, we do a little voiceover about each of our sponsors, but sometimes we really do need to take a minute and just thank openly Hampton Chevrolet and Zooms and Parkline Wood Funeral Home for their financial support, helping to bring these games. They don't have to do it, and they are very generous in the fact that they do, and we appreciate them helping to defray the costs of bringing you these high school games. Hope you enjoy our coverage. This one's been a good one so far. This game far from over. The Bruins, with a 5-1 overall record, have played well, but they haven't dominated. Just a 7-0 score as we wind down here in the first half. This is Adams on offense. Ladarius Adams. Oh,
what a hit.
What a tackle.
That's 3
by Kelvin Irving. Kelvin Irving took a hit earlier, gave one this time.
But, you know, that's what they talk about, taking the pins out from under him.
Watch this, folks. This is what you get upended. Boom. So Kelvin Irving got a lick in of his own. Not until Adams picked up almost 8 yards. Long 2, short 3. As we are under 5 minutes remaining in the first half. Matt Hill, the sophomore quarterback, he'll give to Adams, and Adams will pick up maybe 2
well, they're going to spot 45. Right at the 45, and that's going to be a long 1 or short 2.
Yep, going to take 3rd down and a long yard for the first down.
Good camera work, fellas. And a lady.
That's right. Want to make sure we give equal opportunity time.
We're going to have timeout here.
So the Bruins will use the first of their 3 allotted timeouts to discuss this play, a very important play, as it's 3rd down and a yard. And again, we remind you, games on the Peninsula District start at 7 p.m. for the rest of the regular season. And I'm not sure what they're going to be for the playoffs, but 7 p.m. for the regular season.
Well, last year, all the playoff games were at 7 o'clock, but they've moved everything to 7 o'clock now, and I think that's the way it's going to stay from now on the Division 5 and Division 6. I think Division 3 and 4 are still playing 7:30, if I'm not mistaken.
You know what the reasoning behind that is?
I don't know, other than just get it done earlier.
Why not start at 6:30? I mean,
well, but you don't want to. Yeah, 6:30. People just getting home from work, got to grab something to eat.
I just didn't understand.
I don't either.
They've been doing it for 7:30 for 100 years. And
well, we just caught the last end of that, but it was that our buddy Ron ESPN Baton. He's got that hard job every year. He's got that hard job.
Yeah, he always gets to work with the pretty cheerleaders,
Yeah. And I tell you, Kecoughtan cheerleaders got as many cheerleaders as they got football players.
3rd down and a yard. 3rd down, and the first down is picked up by Ladarius Adams as he crosses the 47, almost to the 48-yard line.
He did a great job, Tim. After he was hit, if we watch that on replay, he just kept his feet moving. Watch this. He keeps his legs moving and just keeps going and picks up that yard. He falls forward. That's what you want to do.
So they'll mark it just across the 48-yard line of Bethel. We have hit the 4-minute mark here in the first half. Matt Hill again getting the call from the sideline, going without the huddle. And this is Adams again, and Adams picks up 2 to right at midfield. So Tracy Parker being conservative, not doing a lot of throwing tonight. When you've got Adams in your backfield, you probably don't need to do a lot of throwing.
Well, you keep him honest, and that's what he's done. He's thrown enough passes to keep the Warriors a little bit honest, but you got to be aware of LaShawn Campbell, and he runs a great route and has got great hands, as we saw on that touchdown pass. How long was that touchdown pass, by the way?
35.
35 yards. Well, they could get a 50-yarder here.
Yep. 2nd down from midfield. Out of the shotgun. Hill wants to throw. He's got the same intended receiver. This time it backfires, however, as it is picked off by Tyree Barnes. And Barnes is stopped at the 20-yard line. So the turnover will give the ball over to the Warriors.
I just didn't look like the route was run right to me from up here. It looked like maybe a little miscommunication. Watch this thing as we watch. You lose sight of the. Kind of like he was going to break it off to the center, run a crossing pattern, and the ball was thrown to the outside.
In any event, the turnover gives it to the Warriors, so their defense does the job again, and they'll start from their 20-yard line. 3:04. Each team has 2 timeouts remaining. 3:04 the time on the clock. And they'll use one of their timeouts. I'm not sure why, but they were trying to draw them off.
Yeah, I think he was. One of the Bruins kind of flinched, but did not get into the neutral zone, and that's what you got to hope for if you're Tracy. You're saying, you say you want your kids to be ready to play. John Grover there, I don't know, he pointed to one of the. Don Johnson won't turn around. But anyway, you want your team to be so, you want them to be focused, but you want them to be disciplined too. Don't move till you see the ball move. Don't move on the inflection of the voice. Don't move on the little head bob. Those sorts of things will draw you offside. And we saw last week Hampton pulled Phoebus off 2 or 3 times, pulled him offside.
By the way, while we have this moment, I want to thank Dave at Duall. Duall, D-O-A-L-L, for the custom work they've done on our booth, and we appreciate it. Call Duall for 24-hour service.
Yeah, they'll
472-4486. They do it all. That's how they got the name.
And you talked about the footballs, didn't you?
I talked about the football. I even showed it, remember?
That's right.
So that senility thing is really set in.
You were handing off to me as I reached for it. You took it back.
That's right. 472-4486. That's
and
Dave
who is that?
At Dave. D-A-V-E.
Dave at
Duall.
Duall.
Yeah, you know what they did is, but I'll tell the fans, they took and they carved out our our desk here and put a monitor in there and have the soundboard and everything up here so we can do this a little easier, and did a great job with it.
They really have.
All right, McMillan back to pass, has some time, now steps up in the pocket, has some running room, and quickly the defense closes in for the Bruins as he got to the 30-yard.
First down, didn't he?
It's right at the mark. Let's see where they spot it. They do. They mark it over the 30, and since the play started right on the 20, that will be enough to move the chains.
Well, he ran that time because he was getting a lot of pressure, and I was trying to see which one was giving him pressure, which I didn't see the number. Maybe we catch it on replay.
Who's that?
The young man that would put the pressure on McMillan.
Well, we're back here to the live action.
We'll catch it again.
First down at the 30. McMillan rolling to the right. Batchelor chasing him. He throws and he completes the pass to Kelvin Irving at the 36, 30, almost 37-yard line. So it'll be a pickup of almost 7.
Well, I tell you, he was running real hard, Lachey McMillan, to get that ball right on the money. But Kelvin came back. That's a very difficult play. Yeah, but he did a good job, Irving did, coming back to the ball and then stepped out of bounds.
Here's the previous play you were talking about.
Right, and a 75 right there. Ooh.
Well, let's give 75. Let's give him a name. He is Micah Gardner.
Micah Gardner. Thought he had him there for a minute.
Second down and a long 3, short 4. Tyree Barnes goes in motion. McMillan rolling again to his right. Steps up, throws, got a man wide open. Going the wrong direction with the ball. He does have the first down, but retracing his field, Kelvin Irving lost about 4 yards in an effort to get more yardage.
Well, but he did come back again. He came back for the ball, Tim, and then after he caught it, he then gave up another 4 yards, like you said, trying to find an opening, but the Bruins weren't giving him one.
Here's the replay. You're going to see again, good job, kind of a rolling pocket. McMillan throws the ball to him, and he actually got hit pretty well. He didn't give up as much as it appeared initially.
But he caught the ball. I thought he caught the ball right around the 50-yard line.
Yeah, he lost about 4 yards in his effort to get more yardage. McMillan has a man open, and that man was Kelvin Irving to the near side, had no one on him right across midfield. But again, McMillan didn't have a lot of time to look for his receivers. So that stops the clock with 1:45 remaining in the half. Our only score was a 35-yard touchdown pass to LaShawn Campbell from Matthew Hill. And the extra point by Chaz Batchelor is our score, 7-0 here in the first half with a little less than 2 minutes to go. I didn't see someone call a timeout. I think we have an equipment problem.
Yeah, I had an equipment problem, but it was a dead ball after the incomplete pass.
Second down and 10. Might be able to hear one of the coaches in the booth here describing their lineup. Now McMillan will roll to the near side, flag down on the play. McMillan throws it out of bounds, but a penalty flag on the play. What do you think is in the area where you might see holding?
Yeah.
Holding against the offense, 57, held him on 2 different occasions with both hands. Incomplete.
So we got a little play-by-play from our good buddy Carter.
Well, and and the kid understands that too. You know, you held him twice, you used both hands. We got to call it. You know?
Yeah. We don't always get to hear that, but and we don't want to point out anyone to embarrass them, but
I think he turned it on, and we didn't. We heard what we weren't supposed to hear, and then turned it off.
Happens a lot. In any event, the holding call, a spot foul, makes it now 2nd down and 25.
Wow.
So the Warriors trying to get on the scoreboard before halftime, headed in the wrong direction right now. McMillan getting a lot of pressure, and he is sacked back at the 22-yard line.
And that Lazarius Adams, number 32, is the one that went in there and really caused the problem for McMillan. I'm impressed with what Adams is doing tonight.
He's doing it well on both sides of the ball. Clock moving now as the Warriors, with one timeout remaining, not in any great hurry at this point.
Well, they've got a mile to go. They got to go clear down here to the 44.
Third and
Bruins.
31. You have a 3rd and 31 play in the book. You're in the shotgun, trips to the right side.
And you got to be careful.
And the draw play to Mayo, a very conservative call. And if he gets past the defense, he could go all the way. But the defense played it just right, gave him a little bit of yardage, but it'll bring up 4th down. And now a stoppage of the clock, a timeout called by the Bruins, as they wish to conserve as much of the time remaining for when they'll have the ball. 46 seconds remain.
Well, and I'm sure they're remembering the last punt was not a very long punt. We'll give them good field position, and maybe they can go down and either score or get close enough to attempt an extra point.
Attempt an extra point.
I'm sorry, field goal. I said extra point, but I meant field goal.
We both have those moments.
And how many timeouts? Both of them got one timeout left, right?
They do. So someone has 2 timeouts collectively.
Can you borrow one from the other team?
No.
They don't allow that.
Well, they might allow it, but no one's going to give you.
We'll give you a timeout if you give us the ball, right?
That's right. We'll give you one.
It's really going to cost you big time.
We'll have a little bargaining here.
Well, they had a.
So McMillan, the quarterback, is, as I've already mentioned, the punter. Bruins got good pressure on him last time. He gets the kick away, and it takes a little bit of a Kecoughtan bounce inside the Bethel 40-yard line. So with 36 seconds remaining in the half, the Bruins will have one timeout and almost 61 yards to go for a score. 28-yard punt by McMillan. Previous punt was 17, so he did pick up some additional yardage on this punt. 39-yard line, one timeout remaining, 36 seconds on the clock. Double wides to the top of your screen.
Oh, on the bottom too, they got them.
Yeah, got
2 wide both sides.
2 wides, 1 setback is Adams. Hill stepped up to the line, now shifts into the shotgun and gives off to Adams, and Adams is stopped immediately on a very fine defensive play, and that is Jared Mayo, I believe. Was that number 10? I'm still trying. Yep, that's who it was. 10. And he stopped Adams cold for no gain. So it remains 2nd down and 10. Clock moving, 15 seconds remain. Bruins will try a play here, and if they can get some yardage, they'll probably call a timeout if there is any time remaining. They're down to 5 seconds. This could be the last play, and this is going to be almost picked off. Oh, my
And
goodness.
if he'd have picked it off, he'd have gone all the way, Tim. Nobody was there.
Oh, my. And that is Kelvin Irving, who had that golden opportunity. That ball just kind of died as it got to him. Watch this replay, and that should be the final play of the half.
Well, the offensive man was not aware that he was being thrown the ball, it looked like.
No.
What do we got?
There are zeros on the scoreboard. You have an illegal participation against the offense.
Yeah,
so that will be
the
the All right, so we've played one half here. Our only score, a 35-yard touchdown pass from Hill to LaShawn Campbell. And that is the only score at halftime. We'll return with the 3rd quarter of action after a brief timeout. here at Darling Stadium with the second half just moments away from starting. The only score in the first half was the 35-yard touchdown pass from Hill to Campbell, and Jazz Batchelor tacked on the extra point, 7-0. The Bruins holding on to a slim lead here as we'll get set to start the third period in just a moment or two. Bob, right now it's been a pretty good job by both teams on defense.
Yeah, defense has really kind of controlled the tempo tonight. And every time one of the other teams would do something offensively, it seemed like the defense would then turn around and throw them for a loss or something. But there's been a couple turnovers on both sides. So, you know, it's defense has been the game today. One great offensive series by the Bruins.
We have some halftime statistics for you in just a moment. And we'll get those for you in just 1 second. As you see the cheerleaders, as Scotty so appropriately said, the Kecoughtan Warriors are the leaders on the peninsula in numbers of cheerleaders.
Well, there's no doubt about that.
We'll get some stats for you in just a moment.
And we got 17 is kicking off for the Warriors, and that's Nicholas Alejandro.
And it's taken at the 14-yard line as the Bruins defer to the second half and take advantage of that as Jamar Jackson with a nice return out to the 38-yard line. As you look at someone in the stands there wearing a Redskin hat. And
I think he's crying because of the Redskins now. Did you see that? He's wiping his eyes.
Spoken just like a Dallas Cowboys fan that you are. Your halftime stats will be with you in just a moment.
Well, let's get on with there they are.
There, see, I knew we'd get them sooner or later. First downs are equal. The game is pretty equal. 37 yards rushing for the Bruins, 41. Passing 37-35, 1 out of 6, 4 out of 6 for Kecoughtan. And as we go back to the live action, this is Batchelor as he tries the left side and gets good yardage out, close to enough for a first down. And just to finish this up real quickly, punt returns, 1 for 23, 2 for 23 for Kecoughtan. The sacks, 1 for Bethel, 2 for Kecoughtan. Fumbles, 1 and they lost it. 2 and they lost it. That was Kecoughtan. They lost that 1 fumble. And Bethel fumbled once, did not lose it. 2 penalties for 15, but look at 3 for 27, but almost twice as much time of possession for Kecoughtan. But no score as the Bethel defense has done the job when needed.
Well, Chaz picked up 9 big ones. So it's 2nd and 1.
Yeah, Mike was reminding me that Bethel had a 6-minute, almost a 6-minute drive and came up with nothing, as we had 2 good 4th down defenses for both squads. So 2nd down and short, and it's very close to enough for a first down. The fact that it's so close, they're going to bring the chains out, and to me, it's going to be about, I'd say, the length of the football at least. Short.
Tim, he's got to get to the what is that, the 48, and
yeah, it's short by about the length of the football, unless that chain has some links missing. And that is the length of the football. All right, so I'm back. That's I am a missing link.
Links missing too.
I'm a missing link.
Second half is brought to you in part by Park Lawn Wood Funeral Home. They're located in Hampton Center Parkway, where Nancy Staten is the manager.
Again, we thank our corporate sponsors for helping defray the cost of bringing these games to you. We got a couple of regular season games remaining. The 7th of November will be Bethel and Phoebus, and then we'll finish up the regular season on the 14th with Hampton and Bethel. That will finish up the regular season.
Kind of takes us back about 23 years ago when those two were our first game.
That's right. First game you and I ever did on what was then Channel 29, I believe it was. And Adams struggles just to get a yard.
And he may have got the first down.
Yeah, that was a heck of an effort. He will get enough to move the chains. And, boy, I'll tell you, that was a wonderful effort because he was stopped 2 yards short.
Yeah, he was hit back about the 45.
Yep.
What a great individual effort. Watch
this effort.
Right
yeah, this was
right there. 44. Well, actually, it was about
he was at 44.
44.
So Ladarius Adams showing why he's one of the best. Got the first down on second, third, and fourth effort. Out of the gun. The handoff from the shotgun is to Adams, and he gets nowhere as Byron Tillery is in on the stop, number 5. Better be careful. He did a little demonstration there.
Yeah.
And high school ball, there's no demonstration.
They don't like that.
I understand his exuberance, but you see when he gets up, you're going to see him pump his arm, and right in front of referee
Carter Ficklin. Carter might have said something to him, you know.
He probably did.
You know,
I mean,
it was one more time, and
it wasn't terribly overt, but it was a demonstration of could be construed as being a taunt. So, but no penalty on that play. High snap over the head of the quarterback, who coming in for that play was Jarice Woodley, number 10, to take the snap in place of Matthew Hill. I do not know whether Hill was shaken up, and that's why he's not in there.
He's down.
But Hill is not the quarterback now.
The number 10 is quarterbacking.
That's what I said. Number 10, Jarice Woodley, and he is, I don't have what grade he's in, but he's
12th grader.
12th. This is the left-handed Woodley throwing it up pretty much for grabs, and it's knocked away. And in on the defense was Lachey McMillan, amongst others.
But he's the one that knocked it out of his hand.
One of the intended receivers was Rayshawn Lassiter. Watch this replay. This ball was very close to being intercepted. You throw it up and let that much air get underneath it, you're running a risk. So again, I don't know whether Matt Hill has been hurt. I'm trying to spot him on the sideline. Don't see him yet. In any event, it's punting time. A high snap, and they just got it away again. Batchelor has got to be thanking his lucky stars. That's the second time that the Warriors nearly blocked the punt. I don't know how they helped butt block it, and the Warrior is slow to get up. And that is 30-yard punt.
Well, I see Matt Hill, he is over there.
Okay, that was Kelvin Irving, the Warrior, slow to get up, but he is holding his left arm as he comes off.
Tim, we will pick a player of the game from both of these teams tonight. Each player receive a trophy in the shirt. The trophy comes from Trophy World, and the shirt comes from the Tidewater Team Sports. Trophy World is in Newport News. Give them a call at 595-7354. And Tidewater Team Sports, 594-0411. Call Dave Chubb or Terry McNamara.
There you see a look at Kelvin Irving on the sideline. This is Mayo, Jared Mayo. And he carries the ball out to about the 40, almost the 40-yard line, 39.5. Let's call it a gain of about 2, a little more than 2. 8:22 as you look at the Kecoughtan coaching staff on the sideline. That is Tommy, not Tracy. Awesome. Don't call me Tracy.
Don't call me Tracy.
That's right. My mistake initially. I've hopefully atoned for it.
Well, that was just put your head down and run over people if you can.
Yes, he is. Yeah, that was a definite put your head down and see who you can run over, if anyone. And the Bruins didn't go backwards very much as Mayo hit the middle of that line, and it was a pretty solid hit. Stopped at the 43-yard line. Watch this. This is just good old hard-nosed, put your head down and knock you down football.
And who was that? 51 hanging on there. That was Arthur Harris.
Third down on the pitch. Mayo cuts it upfield, and he is upended, but he got the first down.
Yeah, but McMillan had to get rid of that. That was self-defense on that pitch.
That Bethel defense has gotten a lot of heat on him. Watch this replay. This is a good-looking play. Nice job by Mayo to find some running room and get up first down right at midfield.
12 carries, 75 yards.
Mayo on the night, a dozen carries for 75 yards. And it's another first down for the Warriors. They trail 7-0 as we approach the 7-minute mark here in the third quarter. McMillan back to pass. Hit as he throws. And it is out of bounds. Again, a little bit of contact between the players, but nothing worth a flag. And McMillan is helped up off the ground as he took a pretty good hit right as he released the ball.
Here we watch the replay. Zooms is giving an award to the senior football player on each one of the Hampton teams this year who's demonstrated academic excellence. These players will be awarded plaques at a school board meeting after the season. We'd like to thank David Allen and Zooms for the continuing support of WHCS and our student athletes. And Deshaun Chester from Bethel and Thomas Gilkey.
Yeah, Gilkey.
From Kecoughtan are the two. And then Trevor Broughton from Hampton and Travis Cordero from Phoebus.
On the option play, McMillan could have pitched it to Mayo, and probably, of course, hindsight always 20/20, might have been better off to do so as he gained about 1.5 yards.
Well,
see where they mark it, right at the 48.
Terrence Johnson, number 62, did a good job of coming down the line, and as he come back, and there he was. That's called pursuit. And he had an angle of pursuit, and he kept going where he was supposed to go.
So they credit him with 2 yards on the option play by McMillan. And it brings up a 3rd down and 8. Warriors scoreless in this ball game. There you see it from the ground level. Pitch to Mayo, and Mayo will not get the first down. In fact, he only ends up getting about 2.5 yards, maybe 3. So it's going to be 4th down and about 5 for the Warriors. Might be 4-down territory. They do not appear to be in any hurry to get the kicking team on. Now
well,
they will.
Come in, and you got your quarterback in there. You can always run a fake. You know, he can run the ball. He runs the ball well. He can throw it out of that punt formation. It reminds you of...
quite frankly, they haven't been kicking particularly well. 23 yards and 17 on the last 2 punts. But this is definitely a field position game. This is a little bit better now.
Oh, much better kick.
This is fielded at the 17-yard line, and not much on the return. Good job by the special teams keeping Rashad Everett from getting loose. And they'll mark him down at about the 18-yard line.
Hampton Chevrolet Jeep Mazda, one of our corporate sponsors. Give them a call at 838-5450 or go down and see them for the new and used cars at 1073 West Mercury Boulevard.
McMillan keeps increasing the distance on his punts.
Well,
The rate is going,
getting better, as you get warm.
17, 23, that was a 28-yarder. And more importantly, no return, as the Kecoughtan Warriors did a good job getting down on special teams.
Now you want your defense, if you're Kecoughtan, to stop the Bruins, and they have come close to balking Chaz Butler's punts every time. I see Hill's back in there.
Batchelor. This is Ladarius Adams.
No, Hill is back in the quarterback.
No, Batchelor. You said Butler, the punter.
Oh,
Butler. It's
Butler?
Batchelor.
No, it's Chaz.
Batchelor.
Batchelor. I know that.
Here's the replay of that last action. Good looking run. Gain of almost 5. Kecoughtan has held Adams pretty well in check tonight. He's carried the ball 14 times, but only for 43 yards. Hill back to throw. Throws it deep, and it is almost picked off, as again, back there was both McMillan and Irving defending.
And that was Wayne Lipscomb, number 2, the wideout on that side.
Interesting play, though. Hill didn't look downfield. He just turned around, set, and threw as if there was a predetermined place he was going to throw the ball. He really didn't look to see if he was open or not, and he really threw into coverage. The Bruins were very fortunate.
Yeah.
Very fortunate not to give that ball up. 3rd down and 5.
Good shot
Hill
there,
back
man.
at quarterback. From the ground level, on the option, just behind Adams. Did a good job of corralling that ball, but doing a better job of corralling him were the Warriors. And let's see if I can. The player who made the stop is Byron Tillery, and he is shaken up.
Yeah. Well, Tim, they did a great job.
Both of them are, as a matter of fact.
The Warriors did, just stringing the ball out, letting him run east and west.
One player from each squad. Tillery, Byron Tillery, and I'm trying to see if that's Adams that's still on the ground for Bethel.
32.
That would be that would be Adams.
Yeah, he looks like he's got a cramp.
Tillery is really in agony.
And they both got cramps, it looks like, Tim. Watch the replay, and they both just...
So Adams is up and limping off, and it would appear you're correct, Bob, that Tillery is suffering a cramp as they are trying to stretch him out before they get him up off the ground. There you see at the top of your screen stretching the muscles out.
Well, we got a chance. Let me
Cool
talk
night.
about the Math Zone. It's back on Channel 46. Check out the new feature, Teachers on the Run. Call in and get help with your math homework or solve the problem of the day. Tuesdays and Thursdays live at 5 p.m. on WHCS Channel 46. And check out our website at Channel 46 Sports website, WHCS46.sportscombine.com, and you will get all the updates on high school football. And, of course, WHCS broadcasts the Hampton School Board live the first Wednesday of each month, and it starts at 7:30. And there's Danny Mitchell and Coach Mike Smith over here. Mike had a nice win last night. They played Thursday instead of Saturday. They moved that game with Heritage, and kind of, you know, it was about a 40-point. I think 38 is what they won by. A nice smile on his face.
And we're happy to see Byron Tillery trying to shake it off. So the Bruins in deep punt formation. Again, a real high arching snap, and Batchelor just gets it away once again. Takes a nice Bethel bounce, and it'll roll all the way inside the 40-yard line. So
I bet
from the 22.
Batchelor's got to feel like he is a deer in the headlights. I mean, he gets that ball, and he's got to wait for that ball to come down because it's not a quick center. It's just kind of a loft.
38-yard punt, so he keeps adding distance to the kicks, and that's always a good thing. And is that Byron Tillery? Is that?
Yeah, it looks like, yeah, that's him. He's stretching out that, I don't know if it's a hamstring or the calf muscle or what it is. If I said gastrocnemius, would you know what that is?
I think I had it for dinner last week.
Okay, that's your calf.
I had something. That's Mayo getting almost 5 as he jumped over a would-be tackler.
And finally, the one that finally got him down was Arthur Harris, 51. But Mayo is looking like Superman there, trying to fly over people.
Mayo, 14 carries, 83 yards on the night. Gain of almost 5. Second down and 5. 3:30 remaining in the third period. Still a 7-0 score. Bethel on top. McMillan wants to throw and does as he continues it to Kelvin Irving on a nice play.
But nice hand. He has to come back to the ball.
Something. He has done a great job of catching the ball. Definitely a candidate for our player of the game as they move the chains. They mark it at the 43-yard line. I mean, he had to reach up for that and then took a pretty good lick. Kelvin Irving holding on to the ball for a first down at the 43 of Bethel. Kecoughtan's been down in Bethel territory a couple of times, but each time the Bruin defense has done the job. The pitch to Mayo. Mayo struggling for yardage, picks up about 3 to the 40.
Takes it far side, pulls his way toward the 40-yard line.
Well, the coach said that they let him run the ball about, 16, 17 times. How many times has Mayo run the ball tonight, Mike?
15. 15 so far.
15. So he's not at the end of the third quarter yet. So he may get a few more calls than he normally gets. But he's running the ball well from that tailback spot, and he has played the fullback a lot. So this is a different position for him, but he's willing to do it.
McMillan, 5 of 8 for 49 yards in the passing department. This is Mayo, and again, picking up a first down to the 29-yard line.
Well, Bethel that time sent some linebackers, Tim, and they just overran the play and just kind of opened it up as soon as Mayo got through the line of scrimmage, and there was no linebacker back there.
Looking at the standings coming into this game Friday night, the 24th of October. Hampton atop the standings now is 6-0, 7-0 overall. Bethel 5-0 in the district and 5-1 overall. And then Phoebus 4-1, 5-1. And they, of course, play this weekend as well. This is Hawkins, and Hawkins jitterbugs his way to about the 25-yard line. The power ratings are out, and in Division 5, which all but 2 teams on the peninsula are Division 5. The only 2 teams that aren't are Bethel, as we've mentioned earlier, and Denby. Denby has yet to win this year. But in the Division 5, Indian River is on top ahead of Hampton, Lake Taylor, and Phoebus. So Phoebus, even though with that loss to Hampton, still is in a very good position to make the playoffs. They won't be a home team, but they'll have a chance at the playoffs.
There you go.
Division 6, Bethel is 5th in the power ratings and just needs to keep winning in order to get to the playoffs. This is Byron Tillery, and Tillery will not get back to the line of scrimmage on a good defensive surge
and that
by the Bruins.
Been 51 again, Arthur Harris, Tim. I'm not sure if that wasn't the young man that was first made contact back there, but he was one of them was over there.
Trying to shoot the gap, and that is exactly who it was. Harris, 51, who made the initial stop.
And we got timeout on the field. It was at the end of the quarter. No, it's timeout.
Yep, 1:18 on the clock in the third. Kecoughtan will use one of their 3 allotted timeouts here in the second half. And there you see Susan up there on a chilly night in Darling.
I asked her, she only had on a sweater, and I said, well, Susan, you got some more? She says, I have layers.
There you go.
I have layers.
Now, you better have lots of layers tonight, because you see the crowd there. It's not, again, we've been blessed with good weather the last few weeks. There's no rain in the forecast. Braxton is happy to hear that. But it's a definite chill in the air. We had the fire going last night at the house. Some of that firewood that Isabel brought me.
Isabel.
I got firewood until the year 2010.
Everybody's got firewood.
Well, actually, I've been going around the neighborhood gathering even more. I figure, what the heck? It's all free, you know. People just want to get rid of it.
That's true.
But I had the fire going last night, and our home tonight, I'd have it going.
Well, does Donna, does she do that without you? Or?
No, she doesn't do fire without me.
She wants not only the ambience, but she wants somebody to experience it with. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
No, she wants someone to do it. She wants someone to make the fire, tend the fire, bring the firewood in.
Then leave.
And then leave. Third down, and McMillan is run over at the 35-yard line. They'll give his forward progress to the 33, but that'll bring up 4th down and long. 4th down at about 13 or 14.
And who was that? The first young man in there, but nobody touched him. Came in unimpeded.
It was a jailbreak. Let's see if we can.
Right there, number 32.
Well, it was Adams.
It's Adams again. I thought that's who it was.
Yep. So 4th down and 15 to go for the Warriors. And again, that in-between area is way too far for a field goal attempt. And no reason to punt it.
Yeah.
So with a half a minute remaining in the third quarter, the Warriors 4th and 15. McMillan. He's going to throw it up. It's in coverage, and it's knocked away.
Oh, nice job.
That was excellent effort by number 35, Gary Tucker. Not the first time we've called his name tonight.
Wow.
Gary Tucker broke that play up. Watch the replay.
And you don't want to intercept it, really, because you get the ball back at the line of scrimmage.
Almost made that grab.
Yeah.
That was a nice effort again by Kelvin Irving to catch the ball, but a little better effort by Tucker to break it up. So the Bruins will again hold the Warriors on downs, and they'll take over at their 34-yard line. And Matt Hill is your quarterback again. So just for that one series, Hill was out. This is Adams, and Adams breaks to the outside and almost broke away as he is brought down at the Kecoughtan 48-yard line. That'll be a gain of about 17 yards and a first down for the Bruins.
And that, you know, what happens sometimes is when you give the ball up, like the Warriors did, you kind of relax a little bit on defense. And Adams did a great job of And is he hurt?
Well, that's apparently Adams again, who's shaken up on the far sidelines. I don't know that for certain.
Yeah, it's him.
Yeah.
That's 32.
And again, we don't know the extent of the injury. A couple of people, well, he just bounced up. Or is it someone else? Oh, it's a Warrior that's also shaken up on the play.
I didn't see him.
No, all we could see was the white uniform of Bethel.
Well, that kind of reminds me of, if you wait long enough to bring out the stretcher, these kids jump up and go. It was who was it? White from number 66, White from Hampton. They waited. By the time they got there, he was
healed. That is Hawkins, who
number
was shaken
7,
up.
Yeah,
Maurice Hawkins. There was a penalty on the play, and holding is the call.
Oh, what a big
that's
penalty!
A huge penalty because it moves the ball all the way back to the 26-yard line.
And talk about a big penalty because they had the ball at the 48. Wow.
And Maurice Hawkins still slowly making his way off of the field. And, of course, they won't resume action until he is safely off. Now he'll try to jog off, and he's doing it. But again, cramping seems to be what's occurring here, and we're real glad to see that it's nothing more serious than that. And again, we don't diminish the pain involved with cramping. But
if you've ever had a cramp in the,
but at least it's one of those things that you can recover from somewhat quickly. So with 11 seconds remaining, and now the clock will be started. And a couple of yards out to close to the 30-yard line on what would appear to be the final play of the third quarter. And another Warrior shaken up on the play.
And that's Gaddis, number 51. Mike Gaddis plays the weak side linebacker.
So he will be attended to at the end of the period. Huh?
Well, we got a break in the action. We'll talk a little bit about our sponsors tonight. Park Lawn Wood Funeral Home. They're conveniently located in Hampton Center Parkway. For a tour of the facilities, or give them a call or go out to 827-4670. Nancy Staten is the manager out there. And tonight's contest also brought to you by Zooms, which has the Beantown coffee, fried chicken, potato wedges. They got the Krispy Kreme donuts. Tim gets them in box and one. Pizza. And there's some concessions down there, but Bob the mailman, he didn't bring us anything up here, so we're going to talk about him. But anyway,
Bob the mailman, he doesn't deliver. Well, then he's no mailman of mine.
No mailman of mine either. Okay, they have the Coke and the Citgo gas, and of course, Hampton Chevrolet Jeep Mazda, like a rock.
So
he's
Mike
the
Gaddis,
pony man. He rides that little express, Pony Express. Anyway, Hampton Chevrolet down at 1073 West Mercury Boulevard. Give him a call at 838-5450.
And we're glad to see Gaddis come off on his own steam there, but I'm not sure what he's flexing his, as you can see clearly in your picture, flexing his left hand as if he might have hurt his hand on that play. So the fourth quarter now set to get underway. The final 12 minutes. Bethel holding on to a 7-0 lead. Matt Hill with second down and long. Gives to Adams. Adams turns the corner. He's dragged down by Mayo before he can get additional yardage, but he is out to about the 39-yard line. Needs to get to the 44 for a first down, so it'll be third down and about 5. Just following his blocking.
He did a good job of following his blocking, and then there's Mayo out there making the stop from his linebacker. He's the strong side linebacker.
And that's us. Hi, Mom.
Oh, hey.
Third down and 5. Adams gets the call, and he is just short, it would appear, as he needed to get to the 44 and or a little across the 44.
There's a shot at the ball.
One of the promotional footballs that was given out
to turn
tonight.
around. We'll look. Well, she's pretty too, but see, you can see the schedule on the other side.
Of her?
The other side of the ball, Tim.
You said have her turn around.
Oh, okay.
They gave him the first down. Interesting.
Wow.
They looked to be short.
I thought it was about a yard short.
Well, I thought it was a couple of feet short at least. But in any event, Batchelor across midfield as the scrum is pushed forward, and Byron Tillery still down on the ground as he gets up.
He's still having back there at the line of scrimmage, Tim, and
he's still cramping up. Is Tillery?
Chaz Batchelor picked up another 5 yards after he was hit.
So the ball just over midfield. 2nd down and 4 for the Bruins with 10 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter. This is Ladarius Adams, and Adams will be short of the first down as he is stopped at about the 47, almost the 46-yard line. He needs to get to the 46 or across it. So he'll be about 2 feet short. And so they'll move the chains.
Tim, I like this young man, the way he runs. He's going outside, and you think he would continue to go outside, but look at him cut into a seam right there and pick up the yardage. And, of course, he runs right into Mayo and a couple other players. But if he'd have continued to go outside, he wouldn't have picked up anything. Picked up about 4 yards.
3rd down and 1.
And all I have to do is get about 2 feet.
And they give it to Batchelor, and Batchelor does a nice job of cutting it back and gets the first down at the 44-yard line. So the Bruins now starting to assert themselves on the ground and wanting to take that time off the clock. Clock is restarted now as we approach 9 minutes to go. And they'd love to burn about 7 more minutes off that clock and get a score. And then pretty much deny any opportunity for the Warriors, but still a lot of time remaining. Almost 9 minutes left. Bruins with a fresh set of downs. They give to Adams, and Adams, he's stopped, but he bulls his way back to the line of scrimmage on a great effort. I mean, he was nailed, but would not just stop and give up as Joshua McCalla, number 57, was in there.
And you see the bottom of the pile is Tillery.
20 carries now for Adams, 61 yards, as he is the stereotypical workhorse tonight. In fact, he's trying to get out for a breather, and now they do get him out as he went over the sideline on the far side.
And that brings in number 80, comes in for him, and that's Michael Ayers.
Ball is marked at the 43-yard line. No gain on that last play, but he did a great job just to get no yardage after he was hit hard. 2nd and 10. Play action fake. Throwing, got a man open just off of his fingertips as Wayne Lipscomb was out on the pattern double coverage, but the ball was thrown well, but just a little too far.
Hey, and if he'd have just kept on running and not looked back and slowed down, he would have caught the ball. Of course, that's easy for us to see up here, but he turns and looks and kind of slows down a little bit as he turns and looks for the ball. But that was a well-thrown ball.
1 second, less than 8 minutes. Haven't said that in a while. Remaining in the 4th quarter. And a fake in the backfield. That was an interesting play as Batchelor got it and also was grabbed for a 2-yard loss.
Who was supposed to
I'm
get
not
that
sure
ball?
either. I said it was a fake. It looked like the ball was to be handed off to either. Watch this, and you determine. So who's supposed to get the ball?
Yeah.
It looked like the ball was supposed to go to Michael Ayers, but it ended up in Batchelor's hands, and then he ended up in
he saw that ball coming. He says, I don't know if there's anybody behind me.
I don't know, but I'm going to run if I can. 4th down and 11. And now a timeout is being taken by the Bruins. Don't check that, the Warriors.
That's their second.
That will be their second and will only leave them with 1 remaining.
Well, they got to go in for the block again. They have been so close, and I know Chaz Batchelor is thinking, if you center that ball 1 inch higher than you have been, it's going to take another minute second for it to come down. I'm going to get creamed.
I'm telling you, it's kind of like a pop-up. The snap from center, and I don't want to embarrass anyone, but it's going way up in the air, which, of course, allows the defense or the rushing team, if you will,
to get back,
to get in there and almost block it. And I mean, there's Ron ESPN beaten. Almost on at least 3 occasions, Bachelor has just barely gotten it away, and it's got to be just a matter of time before he gets one blocked.
Talk about Mr. ESPN Baton. He is the track coach over at Hampton High School now.
Congratulations to him.
Yeah, he does a great job.
He does a great job. They've got a good team. Well, look at this again. But Bachelor this time doesn't get a big rush, and he gets a beautiful kick away, taken inside the 5-yard line. I would have been tempted to let that one bounce. Big block and a flag down.
You got a penalty back there at the 5-yard line. There was a
McMillan returning the kick, but a penalty flag thrown, and that's usually in that area where you're going to see a clip or an illegal block in the back. And you're going to see
there it is.
There it is, right inside the 5. 41-yard punt. So Bachelor continues to increase, as does McMillan.
If he gets time.
Yeah, I mean, that was a nice punt, and he had plenty of time, but this is going to be costly for the Warriors.
Well, it is in 2 cents. First of all,
on the return of the punt, there was a block in the back against the receiving team. The penalty will be forced half the distance to the goal line.
You know, if you're Kecoughtan, you come so close to blocking the punt. I was very surprised they didn't put any pressure on him.
It was unusual. They virtually set up the return, and it was a disastrous return in the long run. I'm like you. I kind of thought they would put the big rush on him, since they'd almost gotten it several times. And Tommy Austin over there wanting to have a little more explanation. It was one of those blocks that was, real close.
Yeah.
You almost do it cleanly, but if, the official says, nope, you got too much of his back, and it's a judgment call all the way.
And when they put the ball at about the 2-yard line.
About 2-yard line, because it happened at the 4. So the Warriors, in the shadow of their own goalpost, will have to go about 97 yards in order to tie this ball game up.
Well, not only that, but it also limits you. You really can't take a chance of throwing the ball down there. You can't take a safety, number one, if you get caught in the end zone. Number two, if you turn the ball over on an interception, the Bruins will have great field position. So you've really got to be. It really lowers your play calling ability. It shortens it a wee bit.
17 carries, 100 yards on the night for Mayo. This is McMillan on the keeper, and he is out close to the 10-yard line. It'll bring up a 3rd down and about 2.
We got less than 6.5 minutes.
Yep. Clock winding down. There you see Tommy Austin trying to coach
Tommy,
his team
don't
up.
Call me Tracy Austin, right?
I just did it once. Come on. Give me a break here. Austin, Tommy, Tracy, Tommy, Tracy, Tommy. It's it's understandable.
It's not Austin Powers either now.
No, right, Jim? Bob.
Jim Bob.
I just had one of those, moments, the senior moments. This is Mayo, and Mayo has the 1st down.
Oh, nice.
Huge play by Jared Mayo to get Kecoughtan out of deep trouble. So they mark his progress all the way out to the 23-yard line. Jared Mayo with that was a great block there, too, that sprung him. But the rest of it he did on his own with good, hard running. Jared Mayo picks up the 1st down at the 23-yard line.
Donnell Cherry was the one that finally brought him down, but not until after he picked up, I don't know, what, about 10 yards?
Actually, 13. McMillan, the pitch to Mayo again. And Mayo, following his blocking, he's got another 1st down across the 35.
And when the going gets tough, you give it to your horse.
13 yards on that carry.
He's got to be close to 100 yards.
Oh, he's got over 100 yards. He already had 100.
Oh.
126 yards, 19 carries.
He's really close to 100.
Yeah, it's closer to 125 yards.
He's so close he went over.
It's one of those radio things again here. Clock is moving. 5:15. Kecoughtan has one timeout remaining. Bethel has all three of theirs. It's 7-0 Bethel. Only score came in the first half, a 35-yard touchdown pass. McMillan wants to throw. He's got Kelvin Irving wide open. He bounces off a tackler, and he is at the first down mark at the 49-yard line. They'll mark him at the 48. Kelvin Irving has just been outstanding tonight.
He really has.
Both sides of the ball, too. Played well on defense. Watch this. This is a nice pass from McMillan. Crossing pattern, and Irving almost got away. They mark his progress almost to the 48-yard line. Irving lines up to the near side. The pitch to Tillery. Byron Tillery has running room to the 40-yard line.
Well, it looks like they decided to play a little football at the end here.
4:29, the clock is moving. There you see the scoreboard. Time running down. Kecoughtan moving the ball at the 40-yard line of Bethel. Second down and a long yard, almost 2.
I think we're going to have a timeout here.
So the Bruins will use one of their 3 timeouts to try and regroup on defense, as Kecoughtan, starting at their 2-yard line, have driven all the way to the 40. So they've gone 58 yards since that clipping penalty or blocking the back penalty.
Well, let me tell you what happens sometimes. You have a team that gets down there and you got a penalty and it throws you deep in your own end of the field, and all of a sudden the defense thinks, okay, we got them down here. They're not going to do anything different. And all of a sudden the offense says, okay, we got to block a little bit better than we have been doing. We've got to start moving this ball. And all of a sudden you just see the momentum start to shift.
Well, 2 well-coached teams. Been hanging tough all night. The defense has been the name of the game. And now the Warriors with some momentum. The Bruins calling the timeout. Tracy Parker wants to regroup his defense, get them settled down. Second down rather, and 2 at the 40. And this is Mayo, and Mayo will not get to the first down marker initially, but boy, what a great second effort. He and Adams have just really demonstrated what second and third effort's all about.
It really is. You know, you kept thinking you're going to hear a whistle there that would stop that, and they didn't, and they just kept letting him go.
I mean, he could have just dropped
there,
down.
Right there, you think the whistle's going to blow, and then he got help from one of his own players.
So they mark his forward progress to the 39. They need to get across the 38. So a big third down in the yard.
It's, third, they're going to go fourth anyway, Tim. If they don't make it now, they'll still go. This might not be a bad place to pass the ball.
The fake, and it did not fake anyone. They faked the pitch to Mayo and handed off inside. And the Bruin defense threw the running play for a loss. That's Byron Tillery back to the 41-yard line. They had been on the 39, so now it's 4th down and 3, and you're absolutely right. This is 4th down territory, and we are approaching the 3-minute mark in the ballgame. Crucial 4th down here. The Warriors, if they can't get the first down, will have a hard time winning this ballgame. Pitch to Mayo. He's got some running room left side. He's got the first down.
Well, you kind of knew Mayo was going to get
penalty
it.
Flag down.
Oh, there is a penalty. I didn't see that.
Came down right at the line of scrimmage. Crucial penalty flag here. See if you can pick up if there was a holding call. Scotty seems to think he might have detected holding. It is holding against the Warriors. What a crucial penalty.
Big penalty.
After Mayo got a first down at the 34-yard line, it's wiped out by the holding penalty.
On the play, there was holding against the offense. Replay 4th down. Are we in?
Oh, boy, instead of 4th and 3.
Replay.
A 10-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage, as it was. That was the point of the hold.
Wow.
So instead of first down, you've got a 4th and 13, and again, you still have to go for it. Worst case here is not only did they lose that first down, but the clock has been restarted. So time continues to wind up
against you too.
They've got to get all the way down to the 38-yard line. McMillan, who's had some success throwing, throws it across the middle, and it's a short one-hopper to Kelvin Irving through no lack of effort on his part. But the ball just came up short. And to McMillan's credit, that's a tough throw. You're running to your right and you throw back against the grain, and you got to throw it 30 yards. No, that's a tough expectation to have of a quarterback in high school.
Well, and Bethel did what they should have done. They sent their linebackers in, and they got him out of the pocket, made him run, and try to throw the ball on the run. And I think that's what really changed that play. Nice effort by both McMillan and Irving on that, but the Bruins did what they should have done defensively. They took him out of the pocket.
So not the first time tonight that the Bruin defense has held on fourth down. This time, Ladarius Adams with a man being dragged as he was being held by the shirt tail.
Remember they used to have those old tearaway
jerseys, yeah. So the clock now, a major factor as you watch this replay. You'll see him literally being dragged by the shirt tail. But we're down to $1:59 on the clock. Our players of the game and a lot of good candidates to choose from. But we're going to go with, as you see Bethel milking the clock as far down as they can, our players of the game, Kelvin Irving of Kecoughtan. And certainly many other candidates amongst those players. We could have chosen a number of players, but Kelvin Irving, Mayo was there, Tillery was there, McMillan, all these guys have played well. So Irving is our player of the game from Kecoughtan, and Bob, our player of the game from Bethel is
Ladarius Adams, number 32, who has been on both sides of the ball, has done well on both sides of the ball, and that is, as you heard Carter Ficklins tell you, that is the final timeout for the Bruins. Isn't that the final timeout for the Bruins?
That is the final timeout for the Warriors. Yeah.
Oh, Warriors, not Bruins,
again,
Warriors.
And Mayo certainly with 127 yards tonight on 20 some odd carries. 20 carries, a huge candidate for player of the game. Quite frankly, when we want to spread around the players of the game. Mayo had gotten it before, I believe, and Irving absolutely deserved it for both his offense and his defense tonight.
Well, both of the players that got player of the game tonight did well on both sides of the ball.
And my other point is that there's a lot of other candidates that could have been, and we always want to throw out this little disclaimer that it's an unscientific process. We try to recognize players of the game, but we can only do one per team, and it's difficult at best. So we don't want to feel like anyone was slighted. But I don't feel badly at all about Kelvin Irving. And submarining was Jared Mayo, again, one of those guys who's played extremely well on both sides of the ball. Just don't like to have to pick one player of the game from each team.
It's tough to do, and when they play a team that's not another Hampton school, we try to do it 2 times, give them 2 out, but just can't do that sometimes. Well, the clock is running.
Yeah, this is 4th down now, so there is a last gasp for the Warriors, and it will be in the form of Lachey McMillan standing back inside his 10-yard line.
And if I'm Bethel, I'm going to let the clock run down until they call delay of game, because 5 yards isn't going to make any difference.
And that's what will happen, is they will get a delay of game with 47 seconds remaining. Now, also, if I'm Kecoughtan, and again, I'm not trying to second-guess Tommy Austin because he can obviously coach much better than I ever will. But I would bring everyone except the guy who's carrying a water bucket. They've had good pressure on him all night long. The snap from center has been high, to say the least. I bring everybody. I wouldn't even have McMillan back there fielding the ball. And they're coming. And they got him. They finally did. They tackled him. And this is Kecoughtan ball at the 36-yard line.
Well, and, I was surprised they didn't do it earlier.
Well, they've been so close each time, and Batchelor is slow to get up. Hopefully he'll be all right.
Well, I think he did a good job in not trying to punt the ball.
No, because it could have been a disaster if that ball gets blocked and it goes downfield. They pick it up and they run it in. It could have been even worse.
And Mayo coming out, he's coming over the sideline, Tim, and he is holding his right arm like he has injured that shoulder.
And he is down on the sideline. Mayo is for Kecoughtan. So they don't have him in the backfield to give them that boost, and he has been their mainstay on the run attack. Out of the gun, McMillan over the middle for Kelvin Irving. He's got the first down at the 22-yard line. That'll stop the clock with 35 seconds remaining. So don't go away, folks. This one is not over yet. From the shotgun, McMillan's kind of stumbled, but then threw it to Irving, our player of the game for Kecoughtan. And now we've got
timeout by the Bruins.
Well, I was going to say, because the Warriors don't have any more.
I'm surprised they called timeout, but you got to make sure your defense. You play a little bit of prevent defense. Don't let them get behind you.
Wow. So let's recap this. The 4th down and long, the Bruins, who've had a punt blocked almost on every occasion tonight, finally don't even get it blocked. Batchelor never even has a chance to try the punt. Now the Warriors with a first down at the Bruin 22-yard line. They have no timeouts remaining. The Bruins have one. And with 35 seconds now, if you complete a pass or run a play here, if you're Kecoughtan, you have to be pretty quick to the line to get at least 2 more plays off.
Well, and if it's a first down, they're going to stop the clock to move the chain, but then they're going to start it right away again.
Well, and a break there for Kecoughtan because the Bruins did call a timeout to stop it completely. Jailbreak over the middle, throw it up for Tyree Barrett. It's intercepted. And just get down as the Bruin coaches are on the press box. They're just yelling, get down. That is Jamar Jackson picking off the pass. How close was that? And Jackson is hurt on the play. With 24 seconds remaining, Jackson shaken up on the play, but he will come up with a huge interception at the goal line. The pass, I believe, was intended for Tyree Barnes, number 14.
Yeah, that's what it looked like it was intended for.
And again, it might be a cramp. Let's hope that's all it is. Watch the replay of the interception. McMillan just lofts it up and picked off, just underthrown. If that ball has a little more air underneath it, you might have seen
overtime.
A 7-6 game with a chance for overtime.
You may have seen that.
And we're happy to say, not gingerly, but at least Jamar Jackson is up and walking somewhat. He has got a pretty good hit when he was tackled, and he's feeling it right now, but he'll feel a lot better later on when his team congratulates him on that touchdown-saving interception.
Yeah, well, on the ride back in the bus going back, he may be hurt, but he's going to be a happy young man because he just kind of sealed the fate for the Warriors tonight.
So that will be pretty much it, as Kecoughtan cannot call another timeout, and quite frankly, all the Bruins have to do is take a knee, and this one will be victory number 6 in the Peninsula District. Taking in the knee, yep. So that is going to be the final play of the game. The Bruins do not have to snap the ball again. And you see the time will wind off. So a really hard-fought game, and Kecoughtan is really has played extremely well in this contest, and they have nothing to be ashamed of, but some of them are so drained that
they
artillery's down on the floor.
So well on that last drive. They did what they needed to do and then just came up short.
Well, they left it all on the field.
Yep.
They never stopped. They just gave up. Only when the final gun sounded was it ever over, and Kecoughtan almost pulled off the upset. But the Bethel Bruins keep their playoff hopes very much alive with a hard-fought 7-0 victory over the Kecoughtan Warriors. The Warriors fall to 4-3, 3-3 in the district, and Bethel improves to 6-0 in the district and 6-1 overall, as you see the two teams congratulating each other as the game has concluded. Tonight's contest brought to you by Zooms, with 14 convenient Peninsula locations to serve you. By Hampton Chevrolet, located at 1073 West Mercury Boulevard in Hampton. And in part by Park Lawn Wood Funeral Home, where Nancy Staten is the director. Well, Bob, that was a real well-played game by both squads. Unfortunately, For the Warriors, they came up a little short, but through no lack of effort.
No, it was. I thought it was a good game, especially defensively. I thought both teams played well defensively. As you know, you want to pick a player of a game. You want to pick a player of the game that does both, and we've got defense and offense for both teams tonight, Tim.
All right, that's going to do it for us. For Bob Hintz and Mike Hauser, this is Tim Cole and the Channel 46 crew. Thanks for watching. Good night, everybody.
Second place for color guard dance line. Second place for marching, and an overall superior rating. The band members have added these awards to their over 200 from the past 10 years. This season, the Warrior Marching Band will be performing triumphant fanfare, lament, and tribal dances. Telephone soloists are Sheila Campbell and Jessica Freeman. The flute soloist is Samantha Smith. Student leadership in the band this year include the following: drum major Chris Cook, woodwind captain Nyree Martin, brass captain John Drummond, drum captains Antoine Perrin, dance line captain Megan Wade, color guard captain Dominique Baker, flute section leaders Tiffany Harris and Samantha Smith, clarinet section leaders Amber Dunham and Lauren Povino, saxophone section leader Nyree Martin, bass clarinet low reed section leader David Ellis, horn section leader Sheila Campbell, trumpet section leaders Diana Cooper and Sean Mann, baritones and trombone section leader John Drummond, tuba section leader John Jackson. The director of the bands, Mr. Kelly D, and the associate director, Kevin Irish. The dance line and color guard director is Sherry Reed, and the staff includes Debbie Hopp, Megan Brown, and Corey Pochak. Ready! Front! Ladies and gentlemen, I direct your attention to the young man in the black uniform standing on the blackboard. He is the number one drum major in the state of Virginia for all the high schools. Drum major Chris Cook. Ladies and gentlemen, the Kecoughtan High School Award winner.